people will plan for births, plan for weddings. There are all these other significant events of the normal trajectory of life that people plan for. But when we get to death, another normal part of life, it's kind of taboo. We want to avoid it. I think the more of us that have these conversations, the more at ease people will get with the subject.
It started off with my brother. I wasn't able to make the decisions that I wanted to make for him because there was no advanced care directive. And other people stepped in and had their wishes because they were his children. And I don't want my child to have to go through what I went through.
Since the 29th of December, I've had 8 major asthma attacks. I was lucky to be here today, and I don't want my family had to go through wondering how long she will be here, what she wants, pull the plug in, all that. Let me make this decision for myself and abide by what I've said.
I know for a fact if my daughter would have made it to the hospital, I wouldn't have pulled the plug on her. I would not have, because she would have been laying in that bed and I would have just been making her pretty. So it's good for this piece of paper to be inactive because people can be selfish.
When I was less than 20, my mother and my father both wrote holographic advance directives. And they forced all 4 children to sign them, acknowledging that we had read them and knew what their wishes were. And part of those documents stated that we did not have to agree with their wishes, we had to abide by them.
I had to compromise with my loved ones because they said XYZ days and I said no, and so we came to some understanding because I don't want them to go through guilt. And yes, I love them, and no, I wouldn't want anybody to, and I don't want to hang around. I'm okay.
And some of the questions is on the paperwork. Okay, you signed that you want to be kept here maybe for 2-3 days or 2-3 weeks or whatever. If you decide you want to change it, you can always change it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You can always. I changed mine. I changed it. I don't want to be kept for 3 weeks. 10 days, let me go.
Yes.
I think of my brother's death 2 years ago, and even though in our family we had discussed this openly for years, I knew my sister-in-law was not comfortable. And here we are, and a surgeon is saying this, that, and the other thing, and I'm looking at the CT scans with the surgeon and going, wow, this doesn't look really good. And my poor sister-in-law, even though she knew what his preferences would have been, she needed the time and the love and the support to be able to say, I know this is what he would have wanted. I endorse not doing anything.
Well, I had the conversation with my mom, and the way that I approached the situation was I told her everybody has a birth date, but no one has a death date. And that's just how it is. It depends on the relationships that you have with your parents or your peers or whoever. And the type of relationship me and my mother had is very open. And, we had a tragedy in our family. So therefore, she was 14. So at the end of the day, she had a birth date, but she didn't have a death date. So I'm gonna need us to get some structure. I'm gonna need us to get things together. It opened up your eyes because I'm going to get me one done because I don't want my niece, which I'm putting my niece in charge of my stuff. I don't want my niece to deal with it because at the end of the day, my niece is going to be like, I don't want my auntie to go. I have 2 nieces that love me to death, but I'm not going to put them in a situation where they're going to have me sitting up in the hospital room and they're making my hair pretty because I know that's what I would have did with my daughter.
I'm a twin. I have 7 siblings, and my twin is a girl, and there's 6 girls and just 2 fellas. And we're very close-knitted. So anything of significance or that's important, or it don't even have to be important, most of the time, me and my twin communicate.
Well, with me and my 4 sisters, it really brought us closer together. It really did, because we never talk about death and all that, but now we got a plan now. Now that I've been in this group, I got 2-3 more sisters want to know more about this. Let's spread the gospel about this.
Yes.
And do each of you feel a little more confident that
Absolutely.
you're going to go the way you want to go?
Yes.
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 I think that's one of the challenges is knowing how to initiate the conversation with a family member or someone else who's very close to you. When you've already kind of got some ideas about what you would want for yourself and you know it's going to be uncomfortable to raise the subject, approaching that person and say, there's something really important to me that I want to talk about and I need your help to have the conversation.